part 5 in my tutorial series on how to solve a Rubik's Cube using the beginner's method. Again, I want you guys to have a notebook and pen handy so that way you guys can take notes on the algorithms and cases that I tell you about, because if you want to learn how to solve the Rubik's Cube quickly, you need to have all of these cases memorized, so that will be for easy memorization. So you just finished solving the first and second layer, and once you get to the top layer, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to solve the cross. Similarly, you did the same thing on the bottom, however you had a lot more room to work with, and you can rotate faces freely without worrying about screwing anything up. Well, here it's going to be a bit different, because now you have to be cognizant of the 2 layers that you just solved. And when you get to the top layer, you're going to run into one of 4 different cases. One of them being this L shape made out of these edges, so this is the L. This here is the bar case, where you have one edge here, and the centerpiece, so it creates a bar going across the cube. The last case is the cross, so here's where you don't have to do anything. And a more rare case, but still pretty easy to deal with, is the dot case, where you have no properly aligned edges and you just have the center, so it's just a singular dot in the center of the cube. I'm going to teach you guys how to deal with all 3 of those cases, because the 4th one is the cross you don't have to do anything with. But so say you just finished solving these, you run to the dot. Well, there's a 2-step algorithm that you're going to need to do, and that's just you have your notebook out and your pen, because I'm going to flash 2 different algorithms up on the screen. So, to solve the dot and get the cross, you're going to want to do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, or F inverted. Prime also means inverted, so just to let you know. And now you have the L case, which you can now do F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and that will solve the cross. So you just finished solving these 2 layers, and you run into the L case, where you have edge here, centerpiece, so it creates the L. To solve this case, you're going to want to do this algorithm: F, U, R, U prime, R prime, F prime, and that will solve for the L, and you'll now have the cross. Now say you just finished solving the first 2 layers and you have the bar case. To solve for this, you're going to want to do this algorithm: F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime, and that will solve for the cross. If you noticed, and you were paying attention, you would know that all of the algorithms were the same, you just used them in different cases. So that's something to keep in mind. There's only 2 algorithms that you need to know for 3 different cases, and both of them are pretty easy to remember. Now you're on to the second step in solving the top layer, and that would be to input the edges in their respective locations. So looking around the cube, you're going to want to look for 2 edges that are adjacent to each other, so that will be here and here. You're going to want to look and make sure that they are properly aligned. So I'm rotating the cube, I'm looking around, I don't see any yet. And I'm looking, and I'm still looking up. Here's a case that I was looking for. So you have this edge properly aligned with its appropriate center, and this edge that's appropriately aligned with its proper center, and they are adjacent to each other. So what you're going to want to do now is you're going to want to hold the cube so that one of the properly aligned centers is in the back and one is to the right. Now the 2 edges that need to be swapped are going to be facing in front of you and to your left. So holding the cube in this position, do the following algorithm to swap these 2. R, U, R prime, U, R, 2U, which is a 180-degree turn, R prime. And now you'll see that the edges have been properly lined up. And now keep in because you guys are almost done solving your very first Rubik's Cube. The last step, or the second to last step, I'm sorry, is to properly orient the corners. And then you're going to permute them, which would be, say this one's properly aligned, then you're going to rotate that corner. So, the first step is to orient, and then you're going to permute. And you're going to look around the cube to see if any corner piece is properly placed. So I'm looking, these three colors are red, white, and blue. This has red, this has blue, red, and yellow, so this isn't properly aligned. Let's see, blue, yellow, and orange. Blue, orange, white, so that's not aligned. Blue, white, orange, nope. Red, white, blue, and yellow, red, blue. So none of them are properly aligned. That's quite okay, because what now you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do this following algorithm, and that will hopefully orient one of these corners, and that's what you're looking to do. Only orient one. Then you're going to repeat the algorithm, but holding the cube a certain way. So this is the algorithm: up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. And that will hopefully orient one of the corners. And you can see this corner is now appropriately aligned. It's going to be on the white, the orange, and the blue. So with this in mind, you're going to want to hold the properly aligned corner piece to the right, and so that's facing you. So you don't want it in the back. You want to make sure that it's on the right side of the cube, but also facing you. And once you have it positioned like that, you're going to do the exact same algorithm again. You're going to do up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. And sometimes it doesn't orient them because it has to swap these three and it goes in a circular pattern. So in this case, it has to be done again. So let's do that algorithm again. Up, right, up inverted, left inverted, up, right inverted, up inverted, left. And with that, you now have properly placed all these corners. Now again, you're going to have, or most likely run into this case, where you have the corner properly oriented, but it's not permuted properly. So to rotate this piece, you're going to want to hold it so that way it's to your right and facing you. And here is where the famous right inverted, right down algorithm comes into play. Most people confuse this and thinking, well, if I do that, then it will just solve the entire cube. Wrong, it just rotates one corner. So that way, even after doing that algorithm thousands of times, you're never going to get anywhere. And that's why this algorithm comes into play, because it rotates just one corner. So holding the corner piece facing you and to your right, you're going to do the right inverted, down inverted, right, down algorithm. So let's do that again. Right inverted, right down, right inverted, down inverted, right down, right inverted, down inverted, right down. And now this corner has been appropriately aligned. Now there's still one more corner piece that's left to deal with. And you don't want to move the entire cube, you just want to move this top layer. So you're going to want to rotate it, so that way the last remaining corner is facing you and to your right. And you're going to do the right inverted, right down algorithm a few times, and that should properly orient this corner, thus solving the cube. So right inverted, right down, right inverted, right down. And voila, you just solved your very first Rubik's Cube. Give yourself a pat on the back. It was a lot of work, a lot of memorization, but you did it. And with a bit of practice, you may be able to solve the Rubik's Cube quite quickly. You can now go and show off to your friends and family that you can solve Rubik's Cube and they can't. You get bragging rights, you get all sorts of cool titles that you could give yourself, because now you can solve Rubik's Cube and none of your friends can. So, I hope this tutorial has helped you solve your Rubik's Cube. You are now no longer frustrated with yourself, and you can go on living your life happily. So, anyway, thank you all for watching this tutorial series. If you found it helpful, leave a like and a favorite. Also, subscribe to my channel for awesome cubing content. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next video.